it's Nerdydollgirl again here. Welcome to my channel again. So I'm here with Little Miss Gray. She is my Blythe from AliExpress. She is the second one I've gotten, and yeah, I thought I'd bring her down while I'm doing my video. So this video is kind of updates about what's going on, some good news and some bad news, and yeah. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the project that I'm working on right now. In one of my last videos, I opened a new Blythe that I got, and she is going to be my project doll. And Tammy and I opened her up and kind of checked out what was inside, because I've watched a lot of videos on it. But when we opened her up, we made a video, and it was super funny because she's so different on the inside than what I expected, because she's a fakie of a fakie, I think. So her insides are a little bit different. That sounds so creepy. But I thought I'd show you. I didn't bring the body down, unfortunately. She has a bit of a weird lip on her head and on her neck to hold the head in. So it's strange. If you look at the faceplate, it actually shows you the little square that the body has that it goes in. But here is the back. The little pull string here, and then the eyelids and the little part that holds the eyes, and then her eyes. Now, these eyes were a pain in my butt to get both the eye apart from the eyelids, but also the chips, the pupils, they would not come out. I tried the what's it called? The putty method, where you take eye putty and you push it in and then you pull it really fast. These suckers are stuck in there. So I tried the pin, that didn't work. Finally, I tried the heating up of the glue stick and sticking it on and then waiting for it to dry and pulling it off. Well, the first time I did it, it didn't work. So I made the stick a little bit more melted, and I stuck it on and pulled, and it came out. Well, one came out. But I put it back because I don't really have any eye chips for it right now. But I wanted to see that I could do it. But I'll show you guys the faceplate. It's just very minimum paint. So I'm gonna sand off all the paint and all the varnish that makes her shiny, or whatever is making this shiny. I'm assuming it's varnish. And yeah, work on her. I'm going to try and carve a little bit, but I'm not going to you know, do too much, put too much pressure on myself, because that's what I tend to do. And if my first one is not perfect, it's not the end of the world. So that's kind of what kind of attitude I'm trying to have. But let's get to the news. So as many of you guys know, I go every year to a convention called Doll North, and it's a convention that coincides with Anime North. And so every year that I've been able to go, which is about the last 3 years, I think, my husband and my daughter would go to Anime North, and I would go to Doll North. And it was an incredible experience every year. I finally found a place that had people who loved dolls and loved what I loved just as much as I do. Before, I was blessed enough to go to 3 or 4 Tonner conventions, which were outside of where I live. And they were amazing. But to have a place right here that I could go to, and it wouldn't cost a ton of money, and I would have people that I could see outside of the convention, and it just meant so much to me. It has been canceled. When I found this out, it was not something that the people at Dull North had anticipated or had planned. If there wasn't an anticipation of it, we don't know exactly what happened, but it has been canceled, and they said that there's no way that it's coming back. So I bawled my eyes out. I'll be honest. There was a lot of people that were both upset and angry and crying. I mean, I think we were all on the spectrum of all those different things. A lot of people came out with anger towards the people who ran it, to some of the volunteers, the staff members. It was horrible what they said and did. We don't know why this has come about. The people that worked on the staff were incredible people. I found them to be so hardworking, and they really love what they did, but it was hard work. I mean, they did all of this and not got paid, and it's a lot of work. So, if it has something to do with that, I can understand. But it's never going to be talked about why. So we have to just accept that this is what happened. So this caused me so much depression and anxiety, and I said to my husband, I don't know what to look forward to this year. And he completely understands, that he knows how much this means to me. So he's like, well, look around. There might be other conventions that you can go to. And I'm like, I don't know, they're a lot of money and stuff. And he's like, well, if you find something you really think that you want to go to, we'll figure out what we can do. I have the best husband. So anyways, I started looking around, and I popped onto Google, and I looked up doll conventions, BJD conventions, and BJD conventions. There was only 3 or 4 that I found. One was Pacific BJD convention, I think, and that was in California, and I believe, I can't remember exactly if it's every year or if it's not every year, but there was a reason that I didn't pick that one. There was one in Washington in April, which I don't like cold weather, so I really didn't want to go to that one. And then there was one in Vermont, or not Vermont, Portland, Oregon, or no, not Portland, Oregon, but in Oregon. That one sounded interesting, but then I happened upon the BJDC convention, which is in Austin, and it is a convention with all sorts of BJDs, and there's a lady that Popins. I'll put her YouTube channel down below. She has gone to the BJD Austin convention before and posted videos on it. So I knew that it was something that, looked like a lot of fun, and had, you know, it just looked like fun. So I looked into it, and this year they are doing the theme of Halloween. So, or at least it's like spooky kind of stuff like that. And I love Halloween. I love it. So I felt like, okay, if I can get in for the the early bird price, if I can do this, if I can do that, then I will be able to go. So I was able to get in with the early registration because I was able to sell enough to get in. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to Texas. So I'm very nervous, very excited. I'm crossing all my fingers and toes that the flight prices will come down. And I'm nervous because I haven't traveled alone for a number of years. And it will be the first time that I've been to Texas. It'll be the first time I've ever been to this convention. And it's the first time I'm going alone in a really long time. So I'm nervous, but I'm very excited. I still can't believe it's happening. I'm very glad that I have a number of months away so that I can save money. But yeah, I'm really believing that this will be a positive thing. So I did all that, and then I went on to the website for Anime North because my husband and my daughter are going to go anyways, and they want me to come. So I went on to buy the tickets early so that I got the discount because I love me some discount. And when I was waiting for the tickets to pop up because you had to wait until 12:01 in the morning, there was a little tab for Doll North. And I'm like, what? What? So I clicked on it, and so far there's nothing. There's no information, there's no workshop, there's nothing. So I don't know if Doll North is going to actually happen now, or if it's not happening. I have no idea. But it's kind of like, oh. You know? So I might go to Doll North, but only to visit with my friends and to maybe do some crafting or what have you. But I need to save my money for Austin now. But isn't that the way? I mean, I still feel like it was the right thing to do. I definitely feel like it was the right thing. You know what I mean? That it's actually going to be good that I'm doing this. But it's nerve-wracking. I dislike flying, beyond dislike flying. And it's a little nervous, like a little bit of nervousness to go back to traveling by myself. But I know that I can do it. I know that I've done it before, and I know that I can do it. I went to California all by myself, and that was a lot longer away than Texas is. So, yeah, I'm nervous, but I'm excited, and I feel really lucky that I was able to sell stuff and that I have a plan for what I can do to be able to go. But yeah, if you guys can cross all your fingers and toes that my flight is not too expensive and that I can afford the stuff that I need to go. But yeah, you never know what's going to happen, I feel, in life. You never know what's going to be taken. You think that there's nothing else, and then something amazing pops up. And like, I'm excited too because I want to go to as many different states and as many different countries as I possibly can. I've checked off things like I've been to California, I've been to Florida, I've been, you know, like I kind of check those off in my head. And I feel like I'm accomplishing my goals of seeing these different places. So this one, I will only be there for a couple of days, so it's not like I will experience Texas, but I still feel like I can check it off my list. Now, I did a layover once, and I did a layover in Washington. So in a sense, I've been to Washington, but I don't really consider that going to Washington because I literally stayed in the airport and then was only there for a couple hours. But I don't know, maybe I can check that off my list. So yeah, that's what's going on, and I'm excited, and I'm sad, and just trying to be positive. This year I'm hoping is going to be an amazing year. A lot of milestones in my life are happening. So yeah. Okay guys, I love you, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.